Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News with some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, responding to the International Day for Biological Diversity 2022, Chairman of the TayNinhTV Provincial People Committee has requested the heads of the provincial departments, agencies, and branches, as well as Chairman of the People's Committee of the district, town, and TayNinhTV City, to pay attention to the rate and coordinate in organizing propaganda about the role and importance of biodiversity.
The International Day for Biological Diversity 2022 was released by the United Nations with the theme Building a Common Future for All Life, aiming at creating momentum and support for the global biodiversity framework. During the period from May 24th to the World Environment Day on June 5th, TayNinhTV Province is strengthening the implementation of the tasks of conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity, controlling wildlife trade, exploiting migratory wild species, controlling impacts on biodiversity such as conversion of land and water surface purposes, unsustainable farming and exploitation methods, invasive alien organisms and activities causing environmental pollution, besides developing a green economy, circular economy, preserving traditional knowledge, indigenous plant varieties and livestock, building and developing biodiversity database, promoting digitization of natural heritage management, looking forward to the digitization of management and conservation of nature and biodiversity, are also issues that TayNinhTV will pay attention to implementing in response to the International Day for Biological Diversity 2022.
On May 30, Chairman of the Provincial People Committee Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc and group of deputy to the Provincial People Council and TayNinhTV City had a meeting with voters in Thanh Tan commune.
This time, the voters in Thanh Tan commune expressed their satisfaction with the socio-economic development program of the province and the city according to the proposed plan. They also continue to contribute 3 ideas with 9 contents, revolving around social security issues such as it's necessary to consider allocating capital to build a factory processing products of Thanh Tan Custard Apple Cooperative so that the factory can be put into operation soon, support for production and business households, policies to support meals for F1, F0 cases. Besides, the voters have also suggested to inspect and repair some sections on the route from Mỹ Hưng Junction to Tân Châu District to ensure smooth traffic, check and adjust the telecommunications cable system in some places to ensure the urban beauty of the new rural commune, or the difficulty of patients facing the situation where the owners of the service vehicles charge very high fees when transferring patients to a higher level. The Traffic Police Office of TayNinhTV Provincial Department of Public Security just held a conference to propagate traffic laws to owners of nearly 20 transport businesses in the province. The propagated contents focused on notable provisions in Decree number 123 on penalties for road traffic violations being applied since January 1st, 2022, and new points in Circular number 15 of the Ministry of Public Security on registration and issuance of license plates for cars and motorbikes, which is decentralized to the district and commune level police. Representatives of the transport businesses have been informed about the traffic safety situation in the province in recent years, in which the propagandists have especially emphasized and analyzed the cause of serious accidents involving passenger and cargo vehicles over the last few years. They also convey knowledge of traffic laws, reminding drivers not to ride continuously for 4 hours and more than 10 hours per day. Immediately after the propaganda session, 100% of transport businesses at the conference cite the commitment to strictly comply with the provisions of the road traffic law when participating in traffic. Officers of the Traffic Police Office distributed to the units hundreds of instruction manuals on paying administrative fines, in the field of road and waterway traffic under the authority of the Traffic Police on the National Public Service Portal.
Turn to other news. On May 29, Bunkao District Youth Union, in collaboration with the Youth Union of the Provincial Border Commune, together with the Youth Union and Student Union of the Faculty of Business Administration, Ho Chi Minh City Open University organized the charity program Diem Gratitude for the Border with many meaningful activities.
The youth and union members of the units organized performances and gave 400 gifts to local children. Prize-winning game booth, attracting the participation of a large number of children. The units also integrated into the program propaganda activities on sea and islands, painting contests with the theme I Love Vietnam Sea and Islands. Later on the day, the units also held cultural and artistic exchange activities with local Thai youth officials and soldiers of Long Thuận Border Guard Station. Earlier, charity activities such as painting kindergartens, giving gifts and bicycles to people were also organized. The total cost of the program is over 100 million Việt Nam đồng. On May 30th, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province Lottery One Member Limited Company donated 400 million Việt Nam đồng and gave gifts to children living and studying at the Blind Children's Center and School for the Disabled in Ninh Province. Accordingly, each unit awarded 200 million Việt Nam đồng. Ms. Trương Thị Phương Thảo, Director of the Department of Labor in Village and Social Affairs of Ninh Province, said that the Blind Children's Center is currently raising about 57 children, and Ninh School for the Disabled has about 130 children. All of them have extremely difficult circumstances. On this occasion, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Vi, Vice Chairman of the Provincial Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee, presented a certificate of merit from the Provincial People's Committee and a thank you letter to the sponsors' representative.
The Orchids Tân Hà commune of Tân Châu district is home to the largest area of wild orchid with nearly 100 households planting and trading this kind of flower. The linking in producing orchid and ornamental plant has been established by late 2019 and is operating effectively. Most of its members have high stable income and have the need to further expand the scale of production and business.
Since 2017, Mr. Trần Đức Minh in Tân Trung Hamlet Tân Hà commune has started to grow wild orchids on a small scale. After several harvests with good profits, he is expanding his orchid garden to 4,000 square meters. He is currently nurturing more than 20,000 orchid branches that are about to be brought to the market. Newly planted trees are still wilted, so take care of them is a big hard. Must be watered regularly. Here we only plant one at a time. When all the flowers are sown out, we will plant new ones. That way it will be lighter. In the same locality, Mr. Lê Quốc Cảnh also owns more than 45,000 14-month-old wild orchid stems that are about to be brought to the market. Previously, he planted sugarcane and cassava trees, but the income was unstable. In 2016, Mr. Cảnh came to Tân Hà commune to start his business with an orchid garden covering an area of over 1,000 square meters. Growing this kind of orchid can be profitable at half the cost. If the price is high, the profit is more than 50%. I use the milkweed plant as a medium for growing orchids. Middlemen buy the whole garden at once. If I grow 15,000 orchid spikes, they will buy all of them. Late this year, maybe I will expand my garden after selling all the existing orchid branches. Mr. Cảnh added that it's not too difficult to plant and take care of wild orchids, but might is a decisive factor for success. During the care process, it's necessary to pay attention to clean the orchid roots to be beautiful. The leaf must be large. The orchid plant will be more valuable. Every harvest, middlemen come to the garden to buy all the orchids, and he only grows new plants when the orchid branches are sown and leaves space for the garden. The local authorities are also very interested in creating conditions for members to access preferential capital. We have contacted the District Farmers Union for capital support, established orchid associations, organized seminars to share experience, to help each other in planting and caring for orchids. We have also restructured plans in the area of Tân Hà commune in accordance with the resolution of the party committee and the People's Council. In addition to 2 sources of capital support from the Bank for Social Policies and the Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, groups also built projects to plant and take care of orchids, so that 11 members could borrow money to upgrade and expand farming scale. We have given priority to the orchid cultivation group to access the loan of 300 million Vietnam dong from the Farmers Support Fund to expand the model. In the time to come, we will coordinate with other branches to create conditions for orchid growers to access new science and technology to care for orchids. Ngoc Diem wild orchid planted in the land of Tân Hà commune of Tân Châu district has been available in many provinces and cities across the country. Production linkage is inevitable to support and protect each other's interests, while ensuring a large quantity of goods stably supplying to the market, aiming to establish the brand.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.